Hello everyone, my name is Sheikh Ayub Malik and I am from 3CSCD. My roll number is 21BQ1805K6. Today I am going to discuss a topic called Virtual DOM versus Real DOM from the subject of front-end development. So basically getting into it, we need to know what DOM stands for. DOM stands for Document Object Model. It represents the UI or the front end or the layout of the web application as a tree data structure. So how does React work? So instead of manipulating the browser's real DOM directly, React creates a virtual DOM in memory. React finds any changes, and the changes are only manipulated in virtual DOM before changing in real browser. So DOM stands for Document Object Model. As I told you, it represents the entire UI of the web application as a treated structures. In simpler terms, it is a structural representation of HTML elements of the web application. Let us see how it looks. So basically the root element is DOM, the next one is HTML. And again the HTML is divided into two, head and body. The head mainly consists of title, meta. The title can be set to hello world and meta, I am learning to code. And body has different types of various elements. Here he took heads to P and table, but we can take many more anchor tags, image tags, ordered and unordered list, and H1 to H6, and many other more buttons, labels, etc. And any style properties can be set in the head. And again in the table, we have two more, TR and TD. TR represents a row which has many different elements, and TD represents the elements, the data that is in the row. A single TR has many TDs, and a single table has many TRs. So this is a basic DOM representation of a HTML page. The more complex the page is, the more complex the DOM structure is. So if any minute changes are made, the the DOM has to be updated whole as a whole, so which causes more cost and makes it slow. So whenever there is a change in state of application UI, the DOM gets updated and represents that change. With every change, the DOM gets manipulated and re-rendered to update the application, which affects the performance and makes it slow. Hence, with more UI components and complex structure in the DOM updates will be more costly as with every change it needs to be re-rendered. So to solve this problem, React is introduced with the new topic of virtual DOM. So as we have said, to improve the performance of the real DOM better and faster, the concept of virtual DOM arrives. The virtual DOM is nothing but the virtual representation of the DOM, but the key difference is every time with the change, the virtual DOM gets updated instead of the real DOM. Like real DOM and virtual DOM is also represented as tree structure. Each element is a node in this tree. When a new item is added to the application UI, a node is added to the tree as well. If the state of any element changes, a new virtual DOM tree is created. The virtual DOM computes the best possible way, or we can say minimal operations on the real DOM to make changes to the real DOM. Thus, it makes efficient and better performance by reducing the cost and operations of rerunning the whole real DOM. In React, each UI is an individual component and each component has its own state. React follows the observable pattern and observes the changes of the states. Whenever a change is made in the state of any component, React updates the virtual DOM but does not change the real DOM. After updating, React then compares the current version of any virtual DOM with the previous version. React knows which objects are changed in the virtual DOM. Based on that, it only changes those objects in real DOM, making minimum manipulating operations. This process is noted as diffing. A picture below will clear concept more. So this is the virtual DOM representation. If any state changes, only that part virtual DOM changes. And this is the browser DOM. In this image, the red circles are node that has been changed. That means that state of these components are changed. React computes the difference between previous and current versions of virtual DOM tree. The whole parent subtree gets re-rendered to show a change in UI, then updates are sent to real DOM. And now we are going to see element versus components. Both are from the React. So what a component is, a component can be a function or a class that optionally takes input and return an element. An element is what that is returned by the component. Each component has its own lifecycle methods. Element doesn't have any methods. A component encapsulates a DOM tree. A React element is a basic part of DOM tree. It is a node in DOM tree. It is an object representation of a DOM node. The state in the component is mutable, which means it can be changed. Elements are immutable. In a sense, once created, cannot be changed. A component can be declared in different ways, like it can be element class with a random method or can be defined as a function. An element can be created using react.createElement with type property. React hooks can be used with functional components. We cannot use React hooks with elements as elements are immutable. Component is comparatively slower than elements, but elements are light, stateless, and hence faster than components. So this is what we have discussed in this video, elements versus components. What is DOM? How the DOM works in React? What is virtual DOM? What is the real DOM? The comparisons between virtual and real DOM. The pictorial representation how virtual DOM works. And the DOM model, which is a tree representation. So this is all about virtual and real DOM. Thank you.